Hello, everybody. It's time for the week 9 announcements and going over what assignments are due and which ones are coming up. So let's see what's happening in the world of Astronomy 151 and what you should expect for this week and the coming weeks. So we got a lot of announcements. We're sort of in the final sprint towards the finish, the end of the semester. There are only 6 weeks really left on the schedule, and then that weird week that's dangling right before Thanksgiving break. Which I'm going to actually work towards giving us that week off if possible, so we can all go ahead and put fall 2020 behind us as soon as possible and as easily as possible. But we still have a good bit of work to do, and because we have a condensed schedule this semester, that means we have something big every week from now until the end. So let's see what we have coming up in the near future. Quiz 3 is this week. Many of you have already started this quiz. Many of you have already finished this quiz. So be sure, if you're watching this today on Monday, that you finish the first attempt of quiz 3 by 9 p.m. On Thursday, you'll have your second attempt, and between the first and second attempt, as always, I'm going to create a discussion over the most difficult topics that will appear on Canvas tomorrow, as Tuesday, and then that way we can go over the most difficult topics and you can get to exactly where you need to be to improve and have a better second attempt than a first attempt. If you're happy with your first attempt, then go ahead and skip the second attempt, but you do always have to take the first attempt. So quiz 3 is this week. Quiz 4 is next week. That's week 10 on the schedule. So the first attempt is going to be Monday, the 19th of October. And what will quiz 4 cover? Well, it's going to cover Unit 1, Part 5. That's the telescopes part. That was a little bit of a short section of the class. So I'm also going to add, just to help us prepare for Exam 2 that's coming up, Unit 2, Part 1, or at least just the start of it. So how much of Unit 2, Part 1 will be on there? So Unit 2, Part 1 happens to be, Part 1 and 2 are my favorite part of this entire class as a researcher who studies the origins of the solar system through the study of the small bodies of the solar system. I get super excited about this material. And for for the quiz 4, I'm only going to have you go up through Unit 2, Part 1, the beginning parts through the small bodies of the solar system. That's topic 2 on the Unit 2, Part 1 schedule. The hints are already available to you on Canvas. Be sure to go through those. And actually, I encourage you to take a look at them early because that'll clue you into what parts of this material I find the most important for you to be paying attention to. The quiz hints are sort of the flashlight that shines a light on what Dr. Lindsay thinks are the most important things for you to be learning, maintaining, and mastering for this class. And Exam 2 is 2 weeks away. That's in week number 11. I will have the study guide released and available to you, hopefully by next Monday. Well, definitely by next Monday. I might try to get it out a little bit earlier if I can. And what will Exam 2 cover? It's the shortest of the 3 exams, and that it only covers Units 1, Parts 4 and 5, and Unit 2, Parts 1 and 2. So that is a fair chunk of material, but it is the shortest amount of material if you look at it compared to exams 1, 2, and 3. So be aware, mark that on your calendar that it is 2 weeks away, and be on the lookout for the Exam 2 must-knows. There are 2 extra credit opportunities that are available to you currently, and each one of the opportunities you can repeat twice, and each time that you do one of them, you earn plus 1.5%, as long as you complete the assignment appropriately, plus 1.5% added to your final grade in this class. I put a cap at plus 5% is the total amount of extra credit you can earn in this class. That's half of a letter grade, but notice that the final exam is only worth 5%. You can earn 5% extra credit. So if you do all the possible extra credit, it's like you can get a 100 on the final and then just skip the final. So you could use the extra credit to replace the final if you wanted to. Just one way to think about it, or you can just use it as extra credit, half a letter grade added to your final grade in this class. I am still working on some additional opportunities. I'd like to give you some smaller extra credit opportunities that'd be worth 1% added to your final grade. And then that way, you can get up to the 5% in a variety of ways. I'm very happy with the survey results. So thank you for all of you that took the time to go through that survey about how I will teach my classes in the spring. The results really helped me in a lot of different ways. They've helped me improve this class that we're going through right now. So you might notice a couple of changes here or there. They have also led me to go with what I was feeling before, that in the spring, since I'm forced to be online again, I'm gonna go with an asynchronous rather than a synchronous model. That seemed to be the majority vote. If I get rid of the results of the people that didn't really have a preference either way, looked like 60% preferred asynchronous and about 40% would prefer synchronous. Uh, I think I really like the way that I can structure the class in asynchronous format and trying to deal with 50-minute lectures uh, with 220 students all in a Zoom and then just recording that. I feel like I'd be losing the efficacy that I have currently to create content videos and get content to you. So I'm going to keep with the asynchronous format, but thank you for all the valuable feedback. It is going to help me change how I design my spring asynchronous courses. So if you're going to take the other half, Astronomy 152, then hopefully you'll be taking an improved version of that. And also, please don't forget that I have office hours twice per week. One of the things that I saw going through the survey is that many of you were wanting more one-on-one time with me, your professor, and that is absolutely understandable. I think that's one of the hardest things with the asynchronous format. But then I started to think about it. I was like, huh, well, most of the time I was sitting in office hours. Nobody ever shows up. I'm just sitting on Zoom. And I was like, maybe it's that people aren't aware that I have office hours. So now is a good time to remind you that I have office hours twice per week. And maybe I should let you know what office hours are in case you're unaware and haven't been attending any of your classes' office hours. So, 2 times per week, you can check the syllabus for the times and the login credentials for the Zoom meetings. I'm available for a live Zoom session. I do it with a waiting room, so there'll be a one-on-one session. Or if you want to come as a group, just let me know and say, "Hey, me, so and so and so and so, whatever, whoever the names are," and I can let everybody into the session. And then you can come in, ask me questions about the homework, the content, the class. Just let me know how you're doing. It is a time where you can interact with me. The few times that I've had students in the office hours, it's been very productive, where we've gone over a lot of the course content, helping people make sure that they know how to do the homework, helping people get ready for the quizzes, things like that. It is a time twice per week where you can get some one-on-one time with your professor, and that's one of the things that seem to be most desired. So I just want to remind you that happens twice per week. I do twice the required amount that the university says. They say you only have to do one per week, but I don't think that's sufficient. And I'm also available by appointment. Okay, so that's the announcements I want to get for week 9. What about the assignments? So what do we have? We have the week 9 engagement exercise going to be due this Sunday, as always. I'll try to get that out to you by Thursday evening. And again, you get an infinite number of tries. Homework 6, the Unit 1, Part 5, is due this Wednesday. That's the 14th of October, 2 days from now. And it'll be due at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to get that done. I've noticed that some of you have already completed it. So thank you for knocking it out already. We've covered all the material that is on it already. It's all about telescopes. What do we have on the horizon? Well, next week, next Wednesday, we have homework 7, and that's going to be Unit 2, Parts 1 and 2. This is I think it's the only time in the semester. It's definitely one of a 2 or 3 times in the semester where I am uncomfortable with the schedule a little bit, but I want to stick to things are due on Wednesday. And there's just such little time in this semester. Everything's condensed. I wanted everything to have specific days so nothing changes. And that means that homework 7 is a little bit odd. I'm still going to be covering part 2 and the first part of the videos of next week. I'm going to try to get all those videos released super early to you. So they'll be coming to you so you can go ahead and watch them and get ahead. But yes, I will be going over Unit 2, Part 2 next week. I'll also be starting Part 3 next week. But it's with a one time where I will not have finished the material and then made the homework due the week after. I apologize for that, but there's not any room I can really wiggle around with this semester. Trust me, I looked very hard at the schedule to try to prevent this from happening. But I promise it's only going to happen this time or maybe one other time through the semester. I've worked very, very hard to put together what I think is a very fair and understandable schedule. So I just want to let you be aware of that, and also be aware that homework 7 is due next week. That's a week from this Wednesday. It's available to you on Canvas already. All right. Thank you for tuning in to this week's announcements and assignments. I'm super excited to get into these videos where I will be talking about the solar system, what's in it, and then eventually the formation of it. I will see you in those videos.